Guys, welcome back to our channel. Good morning. Today is what, the 12th, I think? Are we on the 12th yet? Let me check. Well, I guess I can't see. I think it's the 12th. Nonetheless, it's Wednesday. I think yesterday was the 11th. So yeah, Wednesday the 12th. Another lovely day at the bus stop. If you haven't been there before, I'm Dad from Fogarty and Friends, and that's Miss Jazz. We are having a wonderful morning. It is actually not very cold out this morning. It's pretty warm in comparison to the mornings we had this week so far. But rather than that, we probably have a good 10 minutes left of our bus stop wait, and then I'll be heading off to work. I'm not sure what I'm doing today. If I'm going to be cooking or running drive-through or, being a shift manager, you're kind of just putting all sorts of different places whenever you're needed. So, I'm not sure what I'll be doing today. Did a little mixture of everything yesterday. I cooked Monday. Um, but yeah, if you're local, stop up to the KFC on Apple Avenue and come see us. Come get some good crispy chicken. And if you're not local, then go to your KFC that's closest to you and get some of the best chicken that you're ever gonna have. Unless your grandma makes chicken, because, well, grandmas know how to make good food. Birdie, where are you going? Get back here. Birdie, get back here. Thank you. That's not our bus stop. Our bus stop's back here. Knucklehead. Oh, you're just walking? Well, that's too far. Somebody could pull up and snatch you, and I wouldn't get to you in time. Come on. It happens. Too many darn kids come up missing. Mainly because parents aren't paying attention, in my opinion. I kind of feel like if you always know where your kid's at and you're actually making sure you know where your kid's at, you have less likely of a chance to lose them. Now, you can't help if random circumstances, I suppose, that I might not be able to describe. But, and when I say I can't describe them, it's just because I can't really think of a random occurrence to where someone's child just gets snatched right in front of them and they don't and can't do nothing about it. But if their child's way far ahead of them on the road and then someone just decides to pull over and grab them, well, then in fact, there's not much you can do but take a plate number if you can see it that far away. So I definitely don't like my child in that position. I don't want to ever lose her, period. And I kind of, people say that I'm a worrywart, that I worry too much when it comes to the safety of my child. Not everybody, but I have been told that many times. And it's not that I worry too much, I'm just aware of, well, most circumstances that could be possible. I feel that if you could think it, it could happen. Just like $1,000,000. You might not have ever seen $1,000,000, but we all know $1,000,000 exist. Sorry. She's doing some backpack tricks at the bus stop. Do a 360. Uh-oh. You're dropping your burst. You're dropping your burst of star. You should probably have those in your backpack. So that way you don't lose your burst of star. Maybe the other child at the bus stop might want some. Maybe you can share. Might not be a could be never. Oh, hey, always just say that. No, we talked about that. I'm trying to teach her that we never want to say him or her because of all the diversity these days. Um, with the right to be who you want to be, and because of that right, sometimes people get identified wrong, and it really upsets them. And I totally understand in the aspect of like people are just mean, and some people are mean intentionally. Um, so I like to make Jasmine aware of other people's feelings. Maybe it's the future psychologist in me. I can't wait to start school. I know how much I love people and how much I care about people. A little rough this morning though. Jasmine and I were waiting in line. Well, I was waiting in line for food patiently, and everybody was not everybody, but a larger portion of people were stepping in front of us with no regards to the fact that my child has not yet eaten. And I, of course, said nothing because who am I? It's not my not my place. We are all in the same place equally. But somebody noticed, a very kind lady noticed, and she come up and she said, "Hey, you guys are cutting in front of him. Him and his daughter haven't ate yet. So we got our trays and not our drink." So I went back up to get the drinks, and as the first time, people rudely decided to cut in front of us so they could have seconds. When in fact, my daughter and I have not even completed getting our firsts. And I waited and waited as more people just cut in front to get milk for their child, which honestly, the milk for the child didn't bother me. None of it necessarily bothered me. It was just impolite regardless. But he's the birthday boy, so like, gosh, please get him all the milk you can. Like, so obviously I wouldn't say nothing, even though I felt it was my place to at least politely say, hey, excuse me, I'm still in line, but I chose not to because why would you want to destroy somebody's birthday? That's just wrong, even if they were stepping in front of you. But that wasn't even the issue. There was no issue because I'm a patient guy and I understand the mentality of people pretty well, and I'm certain that nobody really thought of it in the aspect of, hey, I'm cutting in front of somebody. It was more just like we're all in a hurry. It was just a more, oh, I want to get more food real quick. I'm still hungry. Hey, I always want to see somebody eat by all means. But because of all that, I did not have time to eat my breakfast. I only had a few minutes to be able to get Jasmine to finish eating her breakfast because I stood in line the whole time waiting for her drink. So I went to the table next to us to kindly see if somebody would like my serving of food. Why let it go to waste? And they asked what was wrong, and I just nicely explained that I couldn't get what I needed to because everybody that was up there at the time of the occurrence of the incident felt that it was necessary to have more food and more drink before my daughter and I even had our first. And then some lady flipped out on me, threatened to hit me, threatened to do all the bad stuff to me, and caused a big old scene. And it was just not good. But I kept my composure. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. Have a good day at school. Be good. I will see you at KFC. All right? She just gets dropped off right over. Have a good day. Good morning. Drive safe. Thank you. But nonetheless, um, big old scene. One of the ladies that had said something the first time when we hadn't had our trays yet. I gave my tray to her daughter. Um, very very nice woman and nice dad. And her daughter's very nice too. Very 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 polite people. Um, so I gave my food and she asked why and what was wrong, and then she said something. Um, I don't know, like nothing bad. Like we were just talking out loud to each other, and I said, no, I need to close my mouth. I can be very verbally and impulsive when I'm upset, and my medication definitely hasn't kicked in, which really helps me focus on not being verbally impulsive. And as I was explaining that I just wanted to go upstairs. I don't want to be around people right now. Sometimes I just have a hard time dealing with disrespect, especially when it comes in a large group. I don't put myself around large groups or any groups of disrespectful people for that matter. I don't have disrespectful people in my life. I don't like negativity, as you guys have all learned as you follow my channel. Um, and as that was going on, that lady, she come up to me and was just very, very nasty, yelling in front of all the children and calling me names and telling me that she's going to hit me and call people to come hit me. I don't even know. There was so much I couldn't really understand her because, clearly she was upset in the aspect of she thought I was bad mouthing her, which A, I would never do such a thing, period. But B, I would definitely not do such a thing while we was in a place where we resign in the aspect of if we do such a thing, we could be removed. Um, we clearly don't have anywhere to go. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I could ask somebody to stay with them, but I want to do things by myself. That's why we're here. I could have asked Jasmine's grandma and grandpa if we could have stayed there in Ionia, and there's no doubt in my mind they would have said yes. But they already have a house full. Who am I to intrude? I attempted after the lady calmed down a little bit. I attempted before we had to, go back upstairs to get around. I attempted to not necessarily apologize, but to explain to her that she's upset with me for no reason. I literally 100% never said anything about any one person. I simply spoke out loud in general. Now, I didn't speak out loud because I felt the need for someone to hear me. Yes, it is, sir. Yep. Have a good day. I somebody just asked me if the trash can was empty, so but yeah, no, I attempted because like I don't want to see anybody be upset, and I definitely don't want anybody to spend their day being upset at me over an incident that A could have been avoided, but B over things that I never even said in the first place. So I made that attempt and still was keeping my composure, even though I have already, you know, well, I kept my composure all the time for the most part, even though I had already been yelled at and called names and threatened and all that. And then she got up in my face again and started saying all the horrible, horrible things again. And that's when my verbal impulsivity took control, and I, not loudly at all, but sternly, told her that there's absolutely no reason to act like that. There's children around. There's just no reason for anybody to act that way. Good morning, everybody. How are we? Um, so, nonetheless, that was quite the fun experience, I suppose. Uh, Not fun, obviously, but I don't like being verbal impulsive. They say impulsivity comes with ADHD, and I definitely agree. But like, I don't have no physical impulsivities. I don't have any emotional impulsivities. I just verbally get sometimes impulsive in the aspect of once I start talking about something, and it doesn't even have to be in a bad manner. It could be in a good manner. Sometimes it's hard to get me to stop chatting. And then if I'm upset because you're yelling at me and you're being rude to me, especially when I'm not in the wrong, because when I'm in the wrong and it's identified to me, I shut right down and I apologize. Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And there's absolutely no reason to argue with somebody when you know you're wrong. That's just that's just being a monster. And I am not a monster, nor will I ever be. But she just kept yelling at me and telling me all this stuff, and It was so uncalled for to speak to me that way in front of not just my child, but all the children that were there. It was heartbreaking. I made sure to apologize to all the mothers for you know what they had to hear because and again every mother said, well, Brandon, you didn't say anything bad, you didn't yell, you didn't do anything, but nonetheless, as the saying goes, it takes two to tangle, and whether I wanted to be the other dance partner or not, I still got carried along for the dance. Um, but she was yelling so loud that the staff had to come down there, and they asked me what was wrong, and I had to reply with I'm not entirely sure what was wrong with her, um, because I don't know what's going on through her. I mean, I actually do have a great idea, as I've just explained, what was going on in her head. She knew that she was wrong in the aspect of she felt wrong, she felt guilty, she felt like she did something wrong, and she felt like I was pointing that out. And when she felt like that I was pointing that out, even though I clearly wasn't pointing anything out in an individual manner, um, very many people did the same thing. Um, but none of them got upset because, well, they were perfectly okay with their actions. Like not in a bad way, but like they didn't realize, they had no idea that I hadn't been finished. You don't know until you know, but I was just being patient, patient until I didn't have any time. Um, what can you do? But more or less, this lady just caused a big scene over her own personal guilt, and because she felt like crap over it, she felt the need to try to make me feel like crap, which I'm very intellectual, very well spoken, and I can articulate things in a manner that, well, good luck trying to argue with me, because I'll get right to the point very clearly, and there won't be much left for you to say. Sorry, but hey, I do a lot of studying on how to speak, and I'm getting very good at it. And now, by all means, I don't do that so I can just hurt people or bring people down. But sometimes when people want to argue, well, you better know how to talk. And you better know how to really, really get into an argument verbally if you're going to do it with me, because I take fault for what I'm wrong, and I will be more than happy to help you understand if you can't understand yourself while you are wrong, if you proceed to want to argue with me. But in no manner will I just stand there. I'll just walk away before that even happens. But she just followed me, though. That was the horrible part. So, like, she kind of brought it upon herself. But of course, again, I wasn't rude, but I did. I just kindly told her, I said, you only feel this way, and you're only treating me poorly because you don't like what you've done. And now you want me to feel bad for you because you feel that I made you feel bad. I said, that doesn't even solve your problem. You're just going to do it again. So why don't you hold accountability for your actions? And I don't even know what you think those actions are, because it's not my business, because I never even said anything in the first place about you. So she didn't like that. And then she really flipped out. But, you know, I didn't think that she would act that way. It seems how I was just as calm as I am now, just like I always am. I mean, you know, but to do that in front of my child, to threaten me in front of my child, in front of all the other children that are there, that's just not okay in my opinion. And I wrote the staff a 2-page letter. So I didn't really get my morning cleaning done like I like to do before we leave. But I wrote them a 2-page letter explaining everything in detail, pretty much how I explained it here in this video. And I told them that, again, Jasmine and I, we have the most respect for the mission and what they do for us and the staff running this program. You know, that's why Jasmine and I go out of our way to do all the chores that none of the ladies will do, so that way we can live in a good, surrounding, so that way everything looks nice for when the people that, you know, donate the money to run the program, and they come in and they check things out, it looks nice because we think it's an amazing program and we're so grateful for everything they do, and they know it, and they know we are. We have conversations. You know, I don't just talk about being grateful. I be about being grateful. You know, when I see, and it's not, oh, one up Brandon, go Brandon, you're better. Everybody else has nothing to do with that. But when I see that the trash is heavy and whomever is on trash duty is clearly going to struggle, I offer to take it out. You know, when I see that somebody from the previous night, like this morning, all their jello that they spit into the drinking fountain was still there, which this person knows who they are. I know who it was because I seen it, none of my business, but it was still there this morning. So of course, I'm cleaning it up because I'm not gonna leave it there. I wonder if one of these kids want to drink out of this drinking fountain, like they should be able to without somebody's leftover food in the drinking fountain. The mother should have just cleaned it up. So of course I was shaking my head in disgust, and then the mother felt the need to walk up next to me to the other uh, drinking fountain and say some, I don't even know, I can't repeat it because like I couldn't really understand it, but it was a bunch of negativity directed towards me nonetheless, which it bothers me none. I'd be more than happy to take a spoonful of a bowl full of negativity to have clean surroundings, and the staff knows this, um, because I show this. So it's it's still heartbreaking that the staff had to stop doing what they were doing to come down and, in in my opinion, act like it's high school. Like a principal at a high school. It's so ridiculous. Um, and I was, told that I didn't do anything or appear to do anything wrong. I mean, I know I didn't. I was just patiently being patient until my patience no longer had time, like literally, because we had to be out of there at a certain time. We only have so much time to eat. So my patience didn't run out, but time ran out, and I still had my patience, you know? And, well, I guess that's just what happens. It shouldn't, not on my part, but nobody should act like that, especially when they're being helped, especially when they're staying in a homeless shelter, and you know that if you're gonna fly off the handle and threaten to hurt people and stuff like that, you could lose your place to stay, which means then your kids don't have anywhere to stay. And where are you gonna? You can't let your kids sleep outside. So like, wouldn't you just want to act in a nice, friendly manner, no matter what, even if somebody did do something to upset you? Wouldn't you want to like just pretend to be the best person you could be? I mean, I know that I'm not pretending because, well, I act the same on a daily basis. um, And that's not just according to me, that's according to my surroundings and the people that surround me on a daily basis. So I don't really know what's uh, what's the outcome going to be, or what the outcome is going to be. I'm certain nothing will be negative on our part. But ever since I got a job and got accepted for Section 8 and get asked to help out more than the other people do, and we get home a lot later than everybody else because of my work schedule. So we're please do, thank you. Someone was trying to wait for me to walk, but like there was no traffic, so I always like to let people go, so in case they're on a time limit, they don't have to be late and maybe take a chance to lose their job because I wanted to be impatient. See, that's another thing. That shows you right there. I have all the patience in the world. I planned my time accordingly. I planned my walk with much time to spare, so that way, if incidents like this happen, where someone wants to turn but I'm on foot, they don't have to wait. I'll be more happy to wait. But I think the most thing I'm upset about this morning, though, if I must see, is my daughter had to see somebody be so mean to her dad when she knows that her dad tries so hard. And by try, I don't really mean try. I mean, I succeed in doing so, but in order to succeed, you at least have to put forth that try. So that's why I say try, or at least put forth that action. You have to attempt to do before it can get done. So I you know, and she knows that I don't get short with her. I don't get short with other people. I'm getting so much better at just listening, even if I know what I'm listening to is definitely not the right information, and not like the right information by my standards, but just the right information by definition. Every occurrence is different, but it happens often. I've noticed that where we stay, there are a lot of people that just speak, but honestly have no idea what they're talking about. But what's sad is it's perfectly clear that they 100% in their mind know exactly what they're talking about, and it's almost as if they're willing to kill over it. Like these, some of these ladies, they just get so foul. If you even question them, which I haven't questioned any of them, but I have witnessed others questioning them, and their reactions are not pretty. And I believe that's kind of what happened to me today. I feel that that lady, whom I still will say is a very kind lady, like when she first got here, she had nothing but the nicest things to say to me. So I'm not entirely sure what happened. But as we all know, when you start to succeed, and when you do succeed, those around you attempt to get very jealous, very foul, for no apparent reason at all. But it does happen a lot, and it doesn't need to. Not just to me, but just anybody. Um, it's kind of sad. It's perfectly clear that something's trouble in that lady. Um, and it's not me. I'm certain that even if I had said the things that she thought I did, but she clearly knows now that I didn't, not even by me, but the ones I was talking to even enlightened her, like, hey, you jumped him for nothing. He literally was not even talking about you. Like, wasn't talking about anybody. Was just talking about his feelings and how he was upset because we asked. He didn't come to us and just start telling us. You, we just asked him what was wrong because normally he's always smiling and he looked kind of upset, and I was. My little girl was hungry and I just wanted to feed her. Who wouldn't be upset when they're being prolonged to do so when they're on a tight schedule? I'm a full-time single father and I have to do everything myself by choice because I love my child and that's my job. And I had to get up. I get the only way that I've found now to successfully do this, which we all know I like get up at 4 a.m. anyways, but is to get up at 4 a.m. and have everything done and ready to go so we can be out the door at 8 a.m. with success. And with the little girl, and she likes to shower in the morning, and she likes to have an hour and a half to, wake up. It's what she says she prefers, so she can get her thinker ready and get her heart pumping, which is funny because that's why I get up and I run for an hour every morning because it gets my thinker clicking and my heart pumping. So she definitely sounds just like Dad when she says that. She likes to do her jumping jacks. She likes to do some sit-ups. She likes to do a little bit of exercise with Dad. So we plan all that stuff out accordingly. And when people want to, feed their hunger and their hunger becomes more important than a child's hunger, of course that's gonna, you know, take the smile off my face because my little girl's hungry. Like, it just made me want to cry. Like, how can you guys just comfortably be a part of prolonging a little girl to eat? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I don't truthfully think that was their sensibility in the matter. But that's, in fact, how it ended up turning out. So, it was a rough morning. For some, I don't necessarily dwell on the past. The moment is the moment is the moment. I just hope, and I'm almost certain that, based on how I raised my little girl, that she will still go to school and have a very good day and not worry about Dad. She was kind of sad this morning once she could see that Daddy was a little upset that he couldn't, feed her in time. I don't even know that she got to truly, finish her breakfast because of the matter. Um, but it's just kind of what happens when a group of careless people come together and combine their powers of negativity. I know some people in the shelter have given my YouTube channel and they're probably gonna watch this video and just know that, like, none of you did anything wrong. Everybody's hungry. And clearly, if you've watched this video all the way through, then there should be absolutely no reason why you're upset with me, even if you feel you're part of my description of the occurrences that happened this morning. That doesn't at all take away from how amazing and how wonderful each and every one of you are, including the one that said they wanted to hurt me. You know, perhaps she struggles with, some violent impulsivities herself. She seemed very comfortable just to immediately resort to violence. It was the very first thing she wanted to result to, which also kind of blows my mind because me being a male, her being a female, why would you even attempt to, start a physical fight with me or a male? I don't know about around here, I suppose, but where I come from, I don't really know any males that I'm gonna have to say I don't know any males actually. I know it's happened because you'll read it in the paper and stuff, but like I don't know any male that will want to fight a woman or has fought a woman or would hit a woman. Like it's not okay to hit anybody. So yeah, I'm not really sure, but I do know that it's getting kind of loud and it's hard to hear me. I tried to watch one of the videos. I shouldn't say tried. I just didn't really have time. But I could definitely hear all the background music, or the background noise, the cars. But yeah, so that was kind of the fun, fun thing this morning. But you know, I know I've given the staff my YouTube channels too. I give my cards to everybody. Just know that if you're one of the staff and you watch this video, just know that Jasmine and I, we appreciate everything you guys do for us. Very much so. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We are just gaining more and more subscribers every single day. It is amazing. Our 1 year anniversary will be tomorrow. So that'll be one year with the channel. So don't forget to like and share and leave comments if you've ever had an incident similar that perhaps was not in your control, but yet still a part of it. Not that things should always be in our control. Obviously, there are many things we all have to do that we don't control. Show up to our work shifts, stop at stoplights. I think you get my point. Like, don't break the law. Treat people how you would like to be treated. And, on that manner, it's goodness, sorry about that. But on that manner, it's not necessarily, it doesn't mean treat people literally how you want to be treated, but it means treat yourself how you would want to be treated. And then in return, you will be able to treat others the same way. And I believe in self-care and I believe in self-love. And I am my biggest fan. I care so much about myself because I know that if I don't 100% take care of myself first, then I 100% cannot take care of my daughter. And I know that if I 100% don't treat myself with the most respect and the most love and the most care, there is absolutely no way that I can treat my neighbor with the most love and the most respect and the most care. There's no way I can treat my children with the most love and the most respect and the most care. Which I know I said neighbors before children, but I don't believe there's any right way to put it first. I believe that everybody equally should be treated with the most love and the most respect and the most care. And I believe that's why I've succeeded so well since April 29th, 2021. And that was the day that I knew my life was changed. That was the day that I knew I was on a good path. That was the day that I knew that the choices that I was going to make on a momentarily basis were only going to be the right choices because I was going to put in the effort to organize every minute of my life. I was going to put in the effort to only do what would be good for my future moment. Only succeed in succeeding. Only succeed in positive motion. Now, with my verbal impulsivity that clearly I have gained control of, because I won't lie, there were many things going on in my head that I wanted to say to this lady, but I also at the very same time was very disgusted with myself that I wanted to say them things, and I said to myself in my head in a non-crazy way that, Brandon, we're not that person no more. Brandon, we don't speak to people like that no more. And we will never speak to people like that again, no matter how ill of a manner they speak to us. We will lead by example, and we will only do good. So I am positive for the moral of this story, and I'm also proud of myself for the moral of the story. But I'm positive that if there's ever an occurrence to where my little girl is in the same situation, she will in fact remain calm. She will in fact listen to what the other person has to say, take into consideration what the other person has to say, and then find a proper, respectful response if a response is necessary. But I teach her to make sure to respond if it's necessary, because that's your job. If you don't tell people what they need to be told, you in fact are hurting them. Now that comes with, that can come with a lot of backlash. But you know what? There's not very many people out there that say what needs to be said, and I don't mean just go around telling people what you think, because, well, that's not cool. Don't be a monster. But when you know something needs to be said, don't not say it, because it's almost even worse than just going around saying what you think when it's not necessary. And I have explained this to my little girl very many times, but it's nothing that you can put yourself in a situation to be able to act out, because then in fact it's not the situation. It's a whole different occurrence, and if you're putting yourself in a situation, well, then you're just back to doing wrong. You're just back to being a monster. So, like, I'm not happy she had to see it. And when I say it, you've seen the video. I don't mean it as in I was a monster, but when she, I'm happy she got to witness somebody else being out of control, so she could in fact put all the knowledge that I have given her about how to react when people lose control. Now she got to see it. Now she gets to think about all the knowledge I've given her, and now it has become wisdom. And I'm absolutely certain, because she had a little discussion with me, and said that people shouldn't act that way, Dad. I understand what you mean now. And that's just kind of how she said it. And she didn't explain herself, but she also knew that she didn't need to explain herself, because she knows that I remember our discussions, and